Hi, I'm Leanne, a yoga expert for Yoga Go by Welltech. If you're wanting to feel lighter, stronger and more energized, then join me in this beginner's yoga flow. It's designed for everybody looking to lose weight in a gentle, sustainable way. Today's practice includes mindful movement and simple stretches and postures that improve flexibility, boost metabolism and support digestion. No previous yoga experience is required, just a willingness to move with intention and with care. Stick around to the end for a calming Savasana where you'll leave feeling renewed, calm and ready to go about the rest of your day. So let's get started with a warm-up. We're going to head towards the top of the mat. Grounding down through the feet, we're starting in mountain pose. So spread your toes nice and tall through the spine, shoulders are rolled back, palms facing forwards. And then let's sweep those arms up, create a cactus bending at the elbows, keep palms facing forwards. And moving through some standing cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, chest lifts, elbows draw back, lift your gaze. As we exhale, round the upper back, elbows draw together, create that space between the shoulder blades. Inhale into that standing cow pose. And then exhale as we round that spine for cat. Let's do that 3 more times. So draw the elbows back, lift your gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. Amazing, let's keep going for 2 more. Really starting to feel that space you're creating across the front of the chest, through the upper back. And you should feel a little bit of engagement into your core as well as we keep everything else nice and strong. Amazing, releasing the arms down by your side. Let's take a couple of shoulder rolls. And again, find that mountain pose. Feel your feet grounding down. As we inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Nice big stretch overhead. Bring palms together. And then as we exhale, we're folding forwards, hinging at your hips. You'll feel some resistance. When you do, we can bend the knees, plant the hands or the fingertips onto the mat and look through the legs. On your next inhale, we're going to find a halfway lift. Lift the chest, bring your hands to your shins, find length through the spine. And then on your next exhale, plant your hands, step the feet back, find a plank position. Now in this plank, we want shoulders stacked over the wrists and we can lower the knees down for a little bit more support. And then we're going to bend the elbows, lower the chest down to the mat. Untuck your toes, elbows tucked in by your side. As you inhale, we lift the chest into cobra pose. We can keep a bend in the elbows as well. Amazing, let's come back up through that all fours. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips for downward facing dog. And it's our first downward dog, so we'll have a nice pedal through the feet. And you don't need to have your heels touching the mat, but we want to try and find this stretch through the back of the legs, but also into the shoulders as well. So keep pressing into your hands. Amazing, guys. And then we're going to step the feet to the hands, or you can walk your hands back to your feet. And we inhale, find that halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back. And then exhale as you fold. Again, bend the knees if you need. As we inhale, we're going to sweep those arms up, lift the chest, come all the way back up to standing, hands together overhead. And exhale, bring those hands through heart center. Amazing, let's release the arms down by the side. So now that we're through with warming up, we're gonna start to move through some dynamic poses. These are low impact, strength building postures that are great for muscle tone and for burning calories. So let's get started. Back towards the top of the mat. Standing again in that mountain pose, grounding down, toes are spread nice and tall. And we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. Let's reach those arms up nice and tall. If balance feels a little off, we can keep the toes down. Amazing, we're gonna step that right foot back. We're coming into a high lunge. So we want a nice bend in this left knee. Right heel's pressing away from the body. We feel nice and strong through the legs. Let's start to move the arms. So we're going to cactus those arms, just like we did at the beginning. Bend the elbows, palms facing forwards. But then we just lift them straight back up. So let's do that 5 times. Bend at the elbows, reach back up. You might find that this tests your balance, but this is great for building that ankle stability. You might be starting to feel a little bit of heat coming into that left quad as well. Again, that's absolutely fine. We want to be feeling it there. Amazing. Let's reach those arms back up. Let's see if we can step that right knee back in towards the chest. Again, you can either keep your toes down on the mat or lift the knee up. And then we're going to take that right foot all the way back. Find that high lunge and then move into warrior two. So we turn the hips to the right heel comes down and our arms find T position. And you might find you need to shuffle the feet around here to get comfortable. We want to make sure left knee is following the toes, arms nice and light, tall through the spine. Again, keep grounding down through the feet. We're going to inhale, straighten that left leg, reach the arms up, look overhead, and then exhale back into that warrior two. Amazing. Inhale, reaching up, exhale, releasing down. Amazing. Keep using your breath because this is what's going to help you try and stay nice and balanced. Help you breathe through as we're starting to build that heat up through the body. Amazing. Final one. And then from here, we're going to turn back into that high lunge. So we can either step the foot around or we can pivot on the toes. Again, a little test of your balance. Reach those arms up. And then this time we're going to lean the chest forwards. Bring a little bit more weight into that left foot. Sweep the arms back, palms face away from you. And we're going to pulse the arms for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then reach those arms back up. You're doing amazing. Let's step that right foot to join the left. We're coming into chair pose. We want the hips seated back. And we can bring hands together, hands to heart center. Draw everything into that center line of your body, all the muscles squeezing together. So let's take some nice deep breaths. Those big exhales are going to help keep that heart rate down. Amazing. Let's come all the way back up to standing. Release, arms down. Amazing. Have a little wiggle out through the arms, through the legs. Any tapping if you started to feel a little bit too much tension there. And we're going to do the same on the opposite leg. So again, when you're ready, let's ground down through the feet. Stand nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. And a long exhale out. Amazing. Let's reach those arms up and lift that left knee. Again, you can keep those toes down if it's easier. We want to take it nice and steady. And let's take that left foot back. We're going to find that high lunge first. Amazing. So we're going to do those cactus arms. So again, bend at the elbows and then lifting up. Again, we want to try and time this with the breath. So we exhale to lower down, inhaling to lift. Just by marrying that breath with the movement, helps us keep this nice pace. Focus on those slow, steady postures. We really want this mind-body connection as we're moving. Amazing. And then let's make this the final one. We're going to reach those arms back up, step that left foot to the top, or again, knee in towards the chest. Amazing, guys. It's fine if we've got those ankle wobbles. It's happening for me as well. So we're going to take that left foot back into that high lunge. And then again, we move into that warrior two. So let's bring that left heel down. Arms find that T position. Again, take your time, get comfortable. Right knee pointing towards the top of the mat. This should feel really strong, this posture. So again, press into your feet. It's as though you're trying to split that mat in two with your legs. And again, we move. So we inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. Amazing, nice big stretch. And then exhale as you lower. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, keep moving with the breath. And remember, if this is your first time doing it, everything takes a bit of practice. So when we get into these postures, sometimes they can feel quite strange, but the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. Amazing, let's do one more. And then release those arms down. We're gonna come back to that high lunge. Take a moment, really ground down through the feet so you feel strong. And then we can pivot, reach those arms up. Amazing, guys. That final bit, we want to sweep the arms back, lean the chest forward, palms pressing away. Just that count of 10. With the arms we pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. The last little stretch. Let's reach the arms up. Step that left foot to join the right. We're into that chair pose. Oh, amazing. Let's bring the hands through to heart center. Couple of breaths here. You can let those big exhales out. Oh, this is the last little bit. So again, one more breath. And then all the way back up to standing. Release those arms down. Woo, have a little stretch out, a little wiggle. Any tapping. Amazing. So now let's come into a twist. So twists are really good for spinal mobility, but also for helping aid digestion as well. So we want to have toes facing forwards. Outside edges of the feet are parallel to the mat, and you can have your feet as wide as feels comfortable for you. And of course, we can always take a bend in the knee as well. So we're going to reach the arms up, nice big inhale, lengthen the body. And then as we exhale, we're hinging at the hips. Again, we want to feel that resistance, so we get to that point, and then we can maybe release hands down to the mat. If hands don't reach the ground, we can bring hands onto the thighs or even onto the hips. The focus here is to try and keep spine nice and long. So let's bend the knees if it feels like you're starting to get a rounding through the lower back. Let's move into that twist. So to twist, we're going to reach the right hand down and the left hand reaches up. And then we swap to the other side. We're just going to do 3 of these. So one side to the other. It doesn't matter if the hand doesn't reach the ground because all of our weight is through the feet. And we're just trying to get that stretch through the mid-spine. Amazing, guys. One more on the other side. And then bring both hands down. And then let's bring the hands back onto the hips, nice and grounded through the feet, loosen the knees, and lift all the way back up to standing. So now we're going to move into a core focus pose. So let's make our way down to the mat, however's comfortable for you to get there. And with plank, we can have wrists stacked underneath the shoulders, and you can either lift the hips up, lift the knees, or we've got another variation where we can have the knees down onto the mat. And if you have especially sensitive wrists, we can come all the way down onto the elbows as well. And you can do this with knees down, or we can do it with knees lifted. And we want to keep that core engaged. We want to be pressing those heels away from you as well. So this keeps you nice and strong, helps you keep those hips lifted rather than sinking down. And really focus on your breath here. So nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we're only holding for about a minute. We've not got much longer left. Amazing, guys. Just keep breathing, keep those hips lifted. You can always lower the knees down if you need. And I think that's our minute. So we're going to come back up onto the hands if we're lowered down, and let's spin ourselves around to a seated position. So as we come into this seat, again, however's comfortable for you to get there, we want to have our feet planted, sit bones grounding down, so make sure you can feel them on the mat. And we're moving into boat pose. So again, we want to keep our core engaged, so we reach the hands forwards and just start to take a little lean back. And this might be enough. You might just want to stay here. You can probably already feel the core working. If you want to take it a little bit further, we can come up onto the toes. And then maybe it feels good to lift one leg at a time, or we can lift both. See if you can keep that core engaged, nice and tall through the spine. We don't want to be doing this rounding. So if you feel like you're starting to lose your balance or that strength in the core, we can use the hands on the legs as well. Again, nice, slow, steady breaths. Big exhales out through the mouth really help with this one. And then you'll be glad to know at the end we get to do some nice deep stretching and relaxation. Let's do one more breath. Oh, amazing. Let's bring the feet down. Oh, well done, guys. We can have a little hug of the knees into the chest. See if you can take a rock and release any tension you're holding. And then we'll move into some reclined stretches. So now we're going to move into a seated forward fold. So this is going to be really good for, again, just trying to stretch out those hamstrings, release through the spine. We've done lots of hard work, so this one wants to be more relaxing. So toes up towards the sky. As we fold, we can bend the knees. So let's reach the arms up. It's important we keep the spine long. And as we fold, we hinge at the hips. So this is where, again, we'll feel that resistance. We can take that bend in the knees and bring the hands down, rest them wherever feels comfortable. And then once we get here, this is where we can start to relax. So maybe tuck the chin towards the chest, maybe let the upper back round. Close down your eyes, nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. This can be quite a deep stretch on the hamstrings, especially if you find that you're seated a lot throughout the day. So we only want to go to where feels good. We want to be mindful of the lower back as well. So we shouldn't really be feeling anything here. It should all be through the legs and relaxing into the spine. And then let's start to come up. We can walk the hands in and lift the chest, relax the legs. So let's move into some reclined postures. So again, we're going to keep on with this relaxation. So make sure you've got enough room for your head on your mat. Lower yourself all the way down. And we're just going to start by hugging the knees in towards the chest. Maybe have a little rock side to side. This can help start to release any tension in your hips. And then as we move into this twist, we want to bring the arms out, find this nice stable base, palms facing the ground. We'll roll onto the right hip, so the knees are coming down to the right. Doesn't matter if the knees don't touch the ground, we can release the feet down instead. You can also use that right hand to hold your legs steady. It helps you find that balance. As you bring your gaze over your left shoulder, so this twist is coming all the way up the spine. Again, these are really good poses for your digestion, for releasing any spine tension. And then we're going to come over to the other side. So bring the head back to center first. Let's use that right hand. We can guide those knees. Amazing. And then again, as we exhale, we'll bring those knees down to the left. Right arm reaches back out. Take that left hand onto the knee and turn the gaze over the right shoulder. Again, really focusing on those long exhales. It's signaling to your body that it's time to slow down. Coming towards the end of our practice. Let the breath help cool down the body. Oh, amazing. Let's start to come back through to center. So bring the gaze first. Use that left hand to guide your knees. And then we're going to come into Savasana, our favorite pose, where we get to lie completely onto the mat. So extend your legs, allow your feet to fall open. Maybe even tuck in tailbone under, tuck in shoulder blades so that you can feel your whole body resting, supported by the mat. And if it feels comfortable to have your arms down by your side, palms facing up, let's take a close of the eyes. And again, we want these deep breaths here, in through the nose. Let that breath go out through the mouth. And this time in Savasana is really important to give your body this stillness. This moment to integrate all the benefits of what we've practiced today. And it also gives you this moment of stillness, this silence too. So let's just take one more breath. And then in your own time, you can just slowly start to make your way back to a seated position, taking any gentle movement that feels good, maybe circling the wrists, the ankles, stretching overhead. Maybe rolling over onto one side. And then making your way back to a comfortable seat. So this yoga session was designed for you as a beginner to help aid your weight loss journey, to move, to find strength and flexibility, which is super important as we age. So you could add this yoga practice into your weekly routine to aid in your fitness journey. If you enjoyed this yoga practice, make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more mindful movement sessions. And don't forget to download the Yoga Go app for more yoga content. I'm Leanne and I'll see you on your next Yoga Go session.